What's going on, guys? Aarava here, and welcome to a video I'm sure a lot of people are going to be intrigued by and will click due to the title of F1 2018 Team Choice. And the short and sweet answer really is, I have no idea at this stage. We're about, like less than 2 weeks out from the F1 2018 game releasing, and I have really no idea what team I'm going to pick. I mean, to be fair, in 2017, I didn't even tell you guys what team I was going to go with. I surprised you on the day and just released it, but this year, I don't even have that as an option. I don't have a team that I know I'm going to go to and surprise you guys with, because I really have no clue, because the way it worked out with a few other people choosing certain teams, I mean content creators choosing other teams, I'm a bit left in the kind of free fall of, I really don't have a specific team in mind that I desperately want to drive for. And so this is going to be a calm, chilled out, honest video, just sitting down with you guys and discussing some of the choices. And I want to know your thoughts in the comments below, and more importantly, we'll be trying out the poll cards on the YouTube video in the top right here. I've never used them before, but I believe I can do a poll annotation where you guys can literally click on the poll and vote on YouTube on the video about some of the choices. But before we get into the team choice as well, little announcement. You would have seen this announcement if you follow me over on Twitter and Instagram, but I have recently signed as a content creator to Veloce Esports. It's a brand new racing esports team that has launched less than a year ago, really, and has rapidly grown. They're even partnered with Alfa Romeo Sauber for their official F1 esports team. Like, it's Alfa Romeo Sauber Veloce, esports team, whatever. Basically, they've got a really big integration partnership, and they actually run Alfa Romeo Sauber's team, basically, for this upcoming F1 esports series for Season 2. And I've been signed to them as a content creator. So what that means in the short term for you guys, the viewers, is not a lot. So don't be afraid by this kind of announcement. It's only going to be exciting stuff. But for the actual content, nothing is going to change. So don't worry about that. The usual content, daily content from my channel will be still going on. The only kind of cosmetic change straight away, you'll notice that the Veloce logo is on my YouTube banner now. And on social media, I've got Veloce in my name, but on YouTube nothing will change. But what will it mean in the future is hopefully opportunities to do some really exciting content. I don't want to kind of jump the gun and promise anything, but hopefully just with partners that Veloce have in the future, there can be some exciting content to come from it. So it's early days as what's possible with them, but in the future, hopefully I'll be able to update you guys and you'll be able to see some interesting new content from that. But yeah, a little fun little announcement there. I've joined Veloce Esports as a content creator, but nothing will change YouTube-wise. Still going on with the daily uploads, and nothing major is going to change about that. So back to the main task at hand, which is the F1 2018 team choice. So straight off the bat, of course, the top 3 teams out of the question, because that's going to get very stale very quickly if I'm in a top 3 team straight away, and it's a bit better sense of having a challenge of doing R&D, of course, if you're not in a top 3 team. 2 further teams are out of the question, and that is going to be Sauber Alfa Romeo and Scuderia Toro Rosso Honda. So Alfa Romeo Sauber is out of the question because I believe that Ben slash teammate Marduk is doing Sauber. I asked him earlier on Twitter, and it seems like he wants to do that team. And then Tom is doing Scuderia Toro Rosso. If you don't know Tom, he's the one I do the podcast with. Did a co-op with him earlier on this year on F1 2017. I believe his viewers voted for him to do Toro Rosso, and he's set on doing Toro Rosso. So out of courtesy to both of them, I'm not going to be choosing either of those two, and I don't want to, basically, because it doesn't make any sense for YouTubers to do the same exact team as someone else, basically, and obviously I know them both very well, so yeah, not going to pick those two. And then, well, you would say maybe, okay, the next one would be Williams. That's a big challenge, because Williams are horrendous this year in 2018. They're going to be the bottom team in F1 2018, the game, and so that's a great shout. But the problem with that is, it just won't be enjoyable for me, I don't think. And the actual driving of the car, I haven't driven the Williams on F1 2018 yet, but if 2017 is anything to go by, that car will be driving like an absolute dog. And even if you upgrade the car, it's still going to drive horrendously. Like, Tom did the Williams car, I believe, in Season 5 of his career mode, and he had upgraded it quite a lot, and it still drove horrendously. It still handled badly. And you guys know from my career mode with the Mercedes car, no matter how good you made that Mercedes car, it still handled pretty awkwardly. It was still a very up and down, wish-washy car on the handling side, despite it having the raw pace in it. And I feel like that's going to be the exact same thing with Williams. And also, it's just not a very good-looking car as well. Without the Martini stripe in the game, it's just not a very... Obviously, I can mod that in, but yeah, there's just many factors that sway me away from Williams. I'm curious to see if you guys as a community are still set on maybe wanting to see that really tough road to glory kind of thing at the very start. Because that's the thing, with F1 2018 career mode, due to the new contract system, it doesn't matter what kind of team you really start with, because due to the new contract system, you can definitely move away straight away after season 1, even mid-season probably. But obviously the thing is, the very first team you choose, season 1, that's going to be the most viewed season of the entire career mode, unfortunately. So I want to make sure I pick the right team that I'm going to enjoy and that most of you will enjoy. Obviously, at the end of the day, I can't please everyone. There's too many of you guys that like different teams and different drivers to partner up with, so I simply can't, pick something that's going to be enjoyable for everyone. But the hope is that you just want to see me do career mode at the end of the day, and it doesn't really matter what team I do. But yeah, that's the kind of decision away from Williams. But I am going to do a poll of Williams or any other team. Just, I want to get a basis of how much people would really want to see a proper RTG like that. It probably won't sway my decision, though. I'm just going to say that just because that's how much I don't want to do Williams. But I'll put the poll there anyway in the top right. But moving on to the more realistic options, which are the remaining midfield teams, basically. So obviously we have the Works team Renault. We then have Haas F1, Force India, and then McLaren. So I'm going to go through kind of all four and kind of just give a little basis on my thoughts on each of those four. Renault, obviously very familiar with them. I did 3 seasons in F1 2017 with them, from season 2 to season 4. So I didn't start off with them. So it's still new territory to start with Renault, but we did do 3 seasons of taking them to the top in last year's game. So at the same time, I also get the sense maybe not many people want to see that, but I'm also open to it. Partnering up with Carlos Sainz could be quite exciting indeed. So that's still an option on the table. Haas, I've never really done Haas as a major career mode. I've only ever driven for Haas for half a season in F1 My Driver, but I've never driven for Haas in a vanilla career mode where it's the base game without any kind of major PC mods. I've never driven for Haas, so that could be interesting. Obviously the American team, so it might kind of, spark a little bit of interest from American viewers of mine. And then obviously Haas is affiliated with Ferrari. They've also been very up and down in 2018, the real life season, so I doubt that's going to be simulated in the game, but it's an interesting scenario to be at Haas. You're kind of best of the rest, but not quite, because Renault are also there, and so you're kind of trying to make sure you can beat Renault, and then you're building towards becoming a top 3 team in the future in the career mode. Then we move on to Force India, which is probably the weakest out of all 4 choices for me personally, because again, just like Williams, I have no affinity with Force India. I have no kind of major love for Force India as a team, and either of their drivers really, so I'm not really fussed. But we also did 1 season of Force India in 2017, but we never started with them, but I don't particularly also fancy doing them. They're not a very good looking car as well, and I just don't feel the vibe. Like you say, Force India career mode just doesn't sound that great to me personally. And then we move on to the 4th choice, which is McLaren. Obviously McLaren, I feel like it's a fan favorite, but it's also being done to death in a way. But I'm still not opposed to it. Obviously, trying to take that car and Fernando Alonso back up to the top is that, another great road to glory story. But I just don't know how many of you guys want to see that. Do let me know, obviously, and there'll be a poll now in the top right for either Renault, Haas, Force India, McLaren. Also, I just want to add the caveat. Obviously, I did McLaren as a 2018 mod earlier this year, so I don't know if that's too samey for people. Obviously, it'll be me driving instead, not driving as a driver, so that might be entirely different. And also, going up against Fernando Alonso's AI car will be a challenge in itself. So that's the kind of 4th option. But yeah, let me know in the comments below, like if you want to kind of have a bit more of an in-depth explanation of why you want me to choose a certain team, then let me know in the comments below. But the best thing will honestly just be doing the poll in the top right, because that'll be just a boom. I can look at the analytics and I can see the poll rather than kind of going through the comments and kind of guesstimating what the vibe is. But yeah, that's my kind of explanation of each team choice and the vibe. But Yeah, this year I really don't have any idea. Last year I went for Toro Rosso because they were the best looking car, basically. And I probably would have gone for Toro Rosso maybe again because I would have been partnering Pierre Gasly, which obviously you guys are very familiar with from F1 My Driver. And I like Gasly in real life as a driver, so that would have been quite neat. But obviously Tom is going to go with that, and courtesy, I'm not going to choose the same team as him. Equally, I would have maybe gone for Alfa Romeo Sauber because that's a kind of good feel story as well. Obviously, if you're on my channel, we're very familiar with Charles Leclerc. He's my teammate in My Driver at the moment. He's also the man I've been, racing with for 5 seasons now in Motorsport Manager. So that's also a very familiar vibe. But unfortunately, I think Ben is going to go with Alfa Romeo. So kind of the two kind of go-to choices that I probably would have gone with have kind of been already chosen in a way. And so I want to make sure that I'm not doing the same as anyone else because obviously that's the whole point of YouTube series, kind of make them a little bit unique. And so not to choose the same team as 2 of my friends on YouTube is kind of the logical step there. But yeah, going through and explaining all that, I don't know, guys. Let me know in the comments below. But this was a very random, genuine, just sit down and honest video with you guys talking about the pickle I'm in at the moment of choosing a team. I don't know. Help me decide. Help me decide. That's been the video then, guys. If you did enjoy it, nonetheless, and if you do like the sound of me joining Veloce Esports, then hit that like button. Let me know in the comments below what you thought. If you're around here, do get subscribed for that F1 2018 career mode once I do decide my team. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Hope you enjoy the rest of the day. Goodbye.